Welcome to a new Monday morning routine. It's Coffee with Strangers with Kelli Lemon.
Hey, it's Kelli, and today I'm downtown at the Richmond Hostel to grab coffee with Stephanie Breijo. Stephanie's the food editor for Richmond Magazine, and while covering the Richmond dining scene is fun, she almost feels guilty now when she stays in to cook. You know, I start off Coffee with Strangers with a cheers. Do you drink coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How do you normally drink your coffee?
Pretty milky, no sugar.
No sugar.
Not necessarily like a non-dairy powdered creamer, which is what we got going on today.
Who are you? And what do you do in the city?
I am Stephanie Breijo. I am the food editor at Richmond Magazine. My beat is food, obviously, but there's a lot to cover, and so I also shoot photos and video. Basically, just try and tell stories, of the people who are sort of making the dining scene happen.
Is that easier now than it has been in the last 10 years?
It's both easier and harder, but it's not bad. Even when it's harder, it's not bad, because how can you complain when there's like a wealth of great places popping up? It's, on the whole, for the community, it's fantastic. And it keeps us on our toes.
When you go out to eat, do they kind of still look at you as, oh gosh, what is she gonna say about our food?
There's like a misconception about what it is the editors do. I hear a lot of like, oh, you're not gonna review us, are you? But I don't actually write our reviews. We've got some very talented reviewers, and they critique the restaurants for us.
Tell me a couple of the new trends that are coming through the Richmond restaurant scene.
Well, it's not so much new, but we've got a lot of biscuits. Well, we've got Fancy Biscuit opened in the spring. Early Bird, of course, is in Lakeside, just moved to the Fan a few months ago. Pops Market down the street, one of my favorite biscuits in
we
town.
love Pops.
Saison's Market, great biscuit. I mean, there are biscuits everywhere.
What are some places that are under the radar that need to be highlighted?
I find that there are a number of really great under-the-radar places that have just been around for forever. And for instance, with Mamusu's, I don't get there that often because they're only Monday to Friday, and they're downtown, and so you've got to catch it at that lunchtime window. Big Herm's, that's another one that I think goes under the radar. They've got great mac and cheese, great fried shrimp. I think that there are some spots that, they fly under the radar, but they deserve some love. So I love Taqueria Panchito. It's maybe my favorite little taco shop, and that's a Midlothian. And La Michoacana, they're like a Mexican popsicle shop that's like a couple blocks. See? Tons of...
A Mexican popsicle shop? Oh gosh. And that's over Southside too? When I think of food and, I need to eat, I'm downtown.
I think that a lot of great spots go unnoticed, both in town and in, the sort of surrounding counties.
Now, do you cook?
I do. And it's a shame because I don't get to stay in and cook as much as I'd like. That's like the blessing and the curse of Richmond's dining community being so great, is that you're always going out. I almost feel guilty when I stay in to cook.
Do you go to the traditional commercial supermarkets, or do you try to buy local?
I do both. I live in Jackson Ward, so it's tough there's not a ton there. There's that Kroger. I like the weird stuff too. Stopping into Aldi, you find really bizarre things there sometimes. I love going to supermarkets and just kind of wandering and picking things up here and there, and letting that sort of inform what I'm cooking later.
What made you decide on Jackson Ward?
I was looking in Church Hill upon recommendation of one of my friends. On my way out of town, I was like, you know what, I like Jackson Ward. I'm just going to drive through it, and found a place, and I love it. I love my neighborhood. I just feel really lucky also to have such great restaurants in my neighborhood. I'm right by Saison, Rogue Gentleman, even Guar Bar, which has a great Monday night build your own burger thing. Things can get real weird real fast there. It's a flourishing neighborhood, and there's so much coming. Idle Hands Bread just opened there. There's a lot.
Where is home?
I originally am from LA and San Diego, and then went to San Diego for high school and my first year of college at UCSD. Wanted to move across the country, wanted to live on the East Coast. A guy I was dating at the time, his older brother had my major and apparently loved the staff, loved where he was. And he was at Mary Washington in Fredericksburg. I came to check it out and I fell in love.
When you get home and you don't have to work, is it a book? Is it the TV? Or is it just silence?
Netflix is great. I binged Stranger Things like everybody else when that came out and loved it. Big John Carpenter fan. I listen to podcasts and things when I'm cooking even, or records, things like that.
If I were to put your iPod in my ears and hit shuffle, what am I going to hear?
A lot of Randy Newman. But not like Disney soundtrack Randy Newman, like 1970s albums Randy Newman. A lot of ELO, some Tom Petty. I forgot how much I love this band called The Men. For our September issue, I wrote a profile on Natalie Prass for our upcoming, sort of music package that we're doing. A lot of 1970s, a lot of kind of flowery garage punk. And Natalie Prass. That's what's in rotation currently.
What are you looking forward to for fall 2016?
Apple picking. Usually my friends and I will do Carter Mountain, which is great. We'll drive out there. Gorgeous drive. Yeah, apple picking, cider donuts. And then, we've got some good restaurants. Fireflower and Fork is, of course, coming back, which is massive. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Tons and tons coming our way.
To hear the rest of my interview with Stephanie, check out the Coffee with Strangers podcast in your preferred podcast app. Subscribe to this channel on YouTube and get out and pick up a copy of Richmond Grid magazine on newsstands now. Oh, get to coffeewithstrangersrva.com to subscribe to the newsletter. Okay? See you soon.